Welcome to the channel. Today I'm taking a look at a company, Wesana Health. This is a smaller company under the radar, you could say, that has the potential to break out as we progress into the health sectors and the future of the health sectors if we could tap into these untapped markets. If you're new to this channel and you aren't familiar with how I do these deep dives, I pretty much go over all of the research in a small compact video, usually about a 7 to 8 minute video, giving you all the necessary details about these particular companies. So let's dig into this publicly traded company, Wesana Health, learn all about them, and see if this can potentially be a really good investment for the future. So digging right in, the tickers for this one on the US markets is WSNAF, and the Canadian markets, it is WESA. So jumping right in, the first thing I do during my deep dive is I look at the website. I gather as much information as I can. I look at the investor presentations. I look at the data. I look at the board. So let's dig right in. We are Wesana, an integrated life science company. We're on a mission to help people transcend barriers in mental health and performance by pioneering drug development, clinical therapy, and remote patient monitoring solutions for psychedelic medicine. So they are treating health issues with psychedelics, and we'll dive into what those health issues are. So I like to first dig right into the investor presentation because you're going to find a lot of information right off the bat, right on here. And it all starts with this guy. So he is the founder and CEO and survivor of this mental illness. So let's dig right into who he is. If you don't know who he is, he's a famous hockey player. He played 9 years in the NHL, won 2 Stanley Cups, and was forced to retire at the age of 30 due to post-concussion syndrome after 7 concussions. He spent 5 years trying different clinical concussion treatments for traumatic brain injury, spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, and was no closer to improving his brain health and quality of life. So what he did, he then found what he founded and is the CEO of. So I turned to mushrooms containing psilocybin in combination with evidence-based therapies and other plant medicines, fungi, and adaptogens. 6 months into my journey, I received news that my brain scans had no abnormalities and my blood work had normalized, confirming how I felt then. So just by taking these psilocybin treatments, he was able to essentially fix his issues he had from concussions from playing in the NHL. So then he went on this path of starting this company and spreading awareness and turning it into what it is today. And now it is publicly traded and we can invest in it if we choose to. So we can see a look at his scans, how they have exponentially gotten better over time. So here he is right here, jumping into the team. That's Daniel Carcillo. And then we have Chad Bronstein. He also raised over $150 million at other business ventures. We also have plenty of other people on the board, and you can obviously read into all their details on here, find people that you find interesting, and you can look into their LinkedIn, things of that sort. You can look at other companies that they worked with and see if they were successful. So many different ways to deep dive people on the board. And then we can look at Wesana's provisional patents that focus on large markets with considerable unmet need. This is why this company could be potentially really good for the future, is because this is so untapped. People usually just generally go to their doctor and they're tapping into Big Pharma. They're getting pushed these drugs that don't work, maybe make them feel worse or prolong the problems. When you have this natural thing right here that shows really good results in these studies. So plenty of money to be made. This is a small market in comparison to where it could potentially go. So looking at this slide, we could see related symptoms, how big the markets are for depression, 14.7 billion, anxiety, 7 billion, migraine, 7 billion. So plenty of money in these markets. Here's some data we could review here. Studied molecules in proprietary combination maximizes likelihood of successful therapy. Psilocybin shown to increase brain connectivity and resting blood flow. Psilocybin shown to have rapid effect on treatment-resistant depression. CBD is neuroprotectant. CBD and psilocybin have independently been shown to significantly affect migraine. We can look at this study data here showing improvement in depression behavior. We could see 57% improvement here. We could see 58% improvement and then 64% improvement as the days progress. That's on day 22 versus day 15. So right here we can see the Wesana drug development strategy. We have combination therapy. It looks like all this is going to happen this year. So a lot in the pipeline, a lot of news and data that could come out this year to boost the stock going up higher. Here we have first FDA phase 3 trial for psychedelic assisted therapy. Approximately 2 out of 3 participants receiving MDMA-AT lost their PTSD diagnosis. That's incredible. On average, participants had experienced PTSD for over 14 years prior to entering the trial. So those numbers are really, really good. That's 2-month follow-up. We have a 12-month follow-up coming out later this year, it looks like. Here's a look at the pipeline, the Wesana potential partnership. Potential partnership 2 assesses the viability of MDMA-assisted therapy to treat TBI, which has co-occurring symptoms such as anxiety and depression. Potential partnership allows for phase 3 studies to commence with MDMA in TBI-related disorders shortly thereafter. MDMA-assisted therapy for PTSD showed reduction in symptoms among 88% of the participants. MDMA-assisted therapy might be able to rescue cognitive abilities in individuals with TBI-related impairments due to its effect on metaplasticity. That's a hard word to say. FDA commercialization approval for MDMA for PTSD targeted for Q4 2022. If this happened, in my opinion, this sector can explode. So here's a look at the growing mental health crisis despite massive spending. PTSD, 15 million. Depression, 17 million. Addiction, 20 million. Anxiety, 40 million. Suffering in the U.S. alone, just this country. So who are the patients for this medicine? We have the mental health population, we have TBI, concussion associated, which is traumatic brain injury, and then we have performance athletes. So all of these people, and some of the subcategories of these areas are depression, episodes, anxiety, addiction, bipolar disorder, obviously the brain injuries, athletes looking for cognitive performance enhancement techniques, committed to excellence and driving results, athletes with sports-related injuries looking for maximum recovery, depression, anxiety. So many cases for this medication. So here are some quick company highlights of things I went over and may have missed. They're founded in 2019 in Chicago, publicly listed on the stock exchange last year, so fairly new. Highly experienced leadership team who has brought many drugs to market. Preclinical and basic research programs focusing on validated animal models and biomarkers of disease, pursuing clinical differentiated lead candidate. IP portfolio including patent and application stage, developing first-to-market model for multidisciplinary care with a data-driven psychiatric foundation informed by advanced diagnostics. Potential partnership with MAPS to investigate MDMA for TBI. Potential partnership with the World Boxing Council. So, again, here's the tickers. On the CSE, we have WESA, and on the OTC, we have WSNAF. So that is a deep dive wrap up. Check these guys out. Links in the description for those companies so you could read into all these packets that I went over. There's a lot more information on there that I couldn't get to, but it's all in the description of this video. I mean, we saw a first case with Daniel Carcillo, the situations that he went through and how this helped him, and he turned it into a company. So that's awesome. So that's it. Check these guys out. Thanks for watching. This is a sponsored video. As always, do your own research. This is not financial advice. I am just doing a deep dive in a short video, compiling it all together to help you to learn as much as you can about this company in a short video. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe if you're new to the channel. Don't forget, when you hit that button, it's going to get you a little bit closer to retiring young.